Most people are close with their dog, but do you and your dog have a particularly strong bond? This video will highlight classic signs of a truly deep and secure attachment between you and your precious pooch, including one that can also be quite the negative sign. I'll explain when we get to that one. The way in which you can tell your dog has a very deep attachment to you and feels very bonded to you is more than a list. It's kind of a great big stew full of things I've explored in other videos on this channel. A sorta greatest hits list, as it were. First up is one of the most telling. If they shadow you endlessly, following you everywhere you go, like their nose is glued to your shins, it demonstrates their desire to be near you at all times, seeking your companionship and reassurance all times. It might be annoying, especially if they try to follow you into a room where you want to be alone, like the bathroom or your secret laboratory. But it is their way of saying, I feel safest when I'm with you, so I ain't going nowhere, pal. That's a dog who is deeply emotionally attached to their pet parent and demonstrates it by basically being physically attached to them. Have you ever been walking your dog only for them to constantly turn around and look at you? It's adorable, right? The way they have that big smile on their face, that expectant look in their eyes. It's because they're making sure you're still present, that you're paying attention, that you're enjoying the walk as much as they are, that you're remembering to stop and smell the roses like they are. Think about it. They've been stuck indoors with or without you all day. Finally, they get a chance to go outside into the big, bad world, to discover what else is out there, to sniff their way around the local area. But instead of looking at all the exciting new sights, they instead choose to keep looking at you, the only thing that's on the walk that they can look at back home. Imagine going all the way to another country to see the sights, only to instead keep looking at photos of your uncle. That would be weird, but that's basically what you're doing. Take it as a huge compliment, and a big sign that your dog is deeply bonded with you, because of all the exciting distractions around them. From wonderful sights to brilliant smell, they still see you as their primary focus. Ain't that something? With their roots being as wild animals, it makes sense that dogs are nervous about how and where they sleep. Because on a genetic and historic level, they're just not used to sleeping in nice safe homes with locked doors and roofs over their heads. Where they're used to sleeping is out in the wild where all the creepy goblins live. So when they sleep, the positions they sleep in deliberately protect the more vulnerable parts of their body. The soft, sensitive stomachs will be guarded so those pesky goblins don't tickle them, and other actual real and serious threats. If your dog sleeps in a vulnerable position, for example, with their belly up, that means they totally trust you and everyone in the house. They know for a fact no harm will come to them in the night, so they are totally comfortable in your presence. If someone of any species, including humans, not just dogs, is so willing to drop their guard around you, that is a huge deal. It means you've done something right, and they feel quite deeply bonded with you. To be honest, we can kind of expand this one to cover being relaxed in your presence in general. A dog that exhibits relaxed body language around you, whether awake or asleep, is a dog that feels comfortable around you, and therefore bonded with you. Soft eyes, loose posture, a wagging tail, all clear signs. Never forget, dogs' relationship with man began as our guardians when we were out hunting way back when. And while the days of having to hunt for meat with our pet wolves at our side are long gone, God bless supermarkets for making the whole acquiring of food so much easier, our past lives still run through us all, permeating our DNA. Every creature, great and small, has a few quirks that they maybe don't realize are only there as a weird little remnant of the past. Like phone boxes, going unused as we all have cell phones now, or the empty soap dispensers that are still on shop walls from the COVID-19 pandemic, but haven't been refilled in years. For that reason, a dog that feels well bonded to its owner will find their latent urges to protect and defend kick in if they ever perceive a threat. They might position themselves between you and the thing they deem to be the source of danger, or they might just become extra alert in the face of a stranger. This protective behavior shows that they see you as part of the pack, and therefore, it is their solemn duty to protect you. Even if the threat is totally imagined because goblins don't exist, and it was clearly just a sparrow or something else innocuous. We have people in our lives who we can read like books. Though in this day and age, maybe that classic idiom should be updated to read like Reddit posts. We know them and we love them so well that we can tell something is up when nobody else can tell. They might say, "I'm fine," and most people would believe them. But we know them too well, and we can sense in the look in their eyes. It's the tone of their voice. They're not fine. A bonded dog can do that with you. They've watched you. They've observed you. They've remembered and ruminated on everything they have seen you do. In the time they've lived in your home, they have basically been doing a PhD, and that subject is you. A bonded dog will recognize your every micro expression, will always be able to tell how you feel, and will react accordingly. If you're sad, they will initiate snuggle mode to keep you company. If you're happy, they will join the fun with as much hyperactive and gleeful energy as they can muster. This is a clear sign that they've become incredibly emotionally connected to you. This is wonderful in a lot of ways. It's beautiful to have someone who cares that much about you, human or dog. But it comes with a great deal of responsibility. If they can read your moods and react accordingly, it's vital to ensure you bring the right mood home. If you come home sad each and every day, your bonded dog will soak that up and join in with the misery. Remember, being bonded with your dog goes both ways. So if you're bringing a bad mood into the house for whatever reason, try your best to do like Taylor Swift and shake it off before your dog sees you. If they're going to match your mood, let them be happy by being happy yourself. You want them to be happy when you step through the door. And while we're on the subject of walking through the door, most dogs get rather excited when their pet parents return home from a long day doing whatever it is you do. I assume work, but maybe you spend all day throwing potatoes at your neighbors. How should I know? But a deeply bonded dog will go the extra mile. A regular dog will rush to the door with excitement. They will nuzzle their snout in your legs with glee. They will smile and wag their tail with delight. But a bonded dog? They'll bark. They'll jump. They'll spin in circles. They'll treat you to more exuberant energy than an entire mariachi band. In this somewhat over-the-top, albeit very flattering explosion of affection, they're making clear the true depths of their attachment and just how much they've missed you. It's a lot. Dogs can get pretty precious about their personal space, a bit like a teenager with their bedroom. It's their domain, and they want it all to them. And that's not a bad sign at all. In fact, it's actually a wonderful thing. It means you have cultivated an environment in which they feel safe enough to carve a little nook and confidently say, "This is mine." So if your dog is willing to give up personal space for a while to instead get really up close and personal with you, well, hello. That's a dog who feels extraordinarily bonded with you. Be it resting their head on your feet, snuggling up beside you, letting you into their dog bed for a hug without fuss, or even just sitting close to you, they're demonstrating a strong desire to share space with you. A very clear sign of a nice tight bond. Dogs that feel incredibly attached to and bonded with their pet parents will maintain eye contact with them. They will lock their eyes with their owner's eyes with a soft and relaxed gaze, letting their brains flood with lovely, lovely oxytocin. This deepens a sense of connection between your dog and you, fostering the bond between you. In fact, research shows that when dogs and humans gaze into each other's eyes, both experience a hormonal response similar to that between mothers and babies. It's a silent, mutual trust exercise. No words, just presence. This is the thing I mentioned up top that can also be a negative sign though, because in the wild, dogs stare each other directly in the eyes as a sort of threat. It's a way of trying to assert dominance, to challenge another to fight. So if your dog likes to stare you directly in the eyes, it is worthwhile analyzing context clues to figure out whether they're letting you know they love you and feel a tight bond with you, or if they're having a bit of a float like a butterfly, sting like a bee moment. If your dog is bonded with you, you'll need to be a good leader to them. Not sure you are? This next video will help you figure out if you are or not.